What is up, guys? So in this video, I am going to show you guys different grades of coins and explain some of the abbreviations that I'm sure you have seen while shopping around. So this is going to help you understand some of the gradings, and that way it's actually going to save you money because you're going to understand exactly when they say VF Morgans or XF Morgans. You're going to get an idea of what grade they are and how much wear and tear there are on those coins. And also understand the grading on older coins as well. So I'm going to go over all that stuff. Some of it's going to be brief, some is going to be in-depth. But before I start, I'm going to show this coin again at the end. But what I want you guys to do is actually grade this coin. And if you already have an idea, you could put it in the comments. But I'm going to show you. So here, I'm going to show it one more time at the end. I just want to know how well this guide does for you guys. And I think it'll be pretty fun to see all the different gradings you guys do. So I'm going to pick it up at the end again. I just want to show you real quick. Make sure you hang out to the end and see how well you've learned. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Let's go over all the different grades and abbreviations. So what I can do too, I don't mind. I could, give me some time and I could put it down in the description. So you could always refer back to this video. But for now, that's going to take some time. So for now, just try to remember the best you can. So let's start with some of the abbreviations, the common ones or some not so common ones. So you got AU, which means almost uncirculated. You have UNC, which means uncirculated. Then you have BU, which you guys know what BU is, I'm sure. Most of the coins we buy are BU condition. For example, this Spider-Man is BU. So we don't know exactly what grade this is unless I send this in and they look at it through a microscope and see if there's any minor scratches or anything like that. So basically a BU coin is an ungraded coin. You don't know until you actually send it in. So they basically just sell it as BU, and it's up to you whether you want to grade it or not. And then they could also send them in and get a grade. So when this was whoever first got this coin before it was sent in, if they were to sell this, it would actually be sold as a BU coin. All right. Then you got MS. So you're going to see that mostly on, like right here, you got MS70. You're also going to see this on older coins as well. And the one that goes with that one, MS means mint state. So mint state 70 would be considered a perfect coin. There's no flaws on it, no scratches, no nothing. The impression that they get, the strike is perfect and everything. So it's a perfect coin. And another abbreviation that kind of goes with that sometimes is PR, which is proof. And another abbreviation for proof you might see is PF. And then also you have PL, which is proof-like. So it's a coin that is kind of proof-like, which I don't have. I should have had one. Then you got SP, which means specimen. So that you're only going to see on older coins from 1792. I have my paper here. 1792 to 1816. You're only going to see that. So basically, those coins just kind of lack that watery surface like the proofs of today have. So they didn't have the same technology we have now. Then you have DC or DCAM, DCAM, DCAM. And that means Deep Cameo. So it's basically a high grade proof. And I also want to mention PR could also be used for poor grade. So it could be proof or poor grade. And trust me, you'll be able to tell the difference between the two. So don't worry about that. Then we got UC and UCAM. And that is Ultra Cameo. And then we have something called the Sheldon Scale, which goes from R1 to R8. And once again, you're probably only going to see that scale R1 to R8 on older coins. So R1 basically ranks from common to basically non-existent, and it goes from R1 to R8. So R1 is a common coin, R2 is an uncommon. R3 is a scarce coin. R4 is very scarce. R5 is rare. R6 is very rare. R7 extremely rare. R8 is unique or nearly unique. So that means basically there's only 1 to 3 of those coins that are known to be in the circulation, okay? So anyways, let's get into the normal ones that you guys know. So this is what you guys are here for. So we got MS70, which I already went over. It's basically a perfect coin. Then you have MS69, so the grade right below it. And that means it's almost perfect, almost. It might have like 1 or 2 minor scratches that you can only see through that microscope. And that grade goes all the way down to MS66, which it starts to change now. And the scratches are actually visible by the naked eye. Once you see 66, that means it has visible scratches. So if you see MS67, that means it might not have any visible scratches. MS65, above average strike. So now all of a sudden we're talking about the strike. So up to this point, all the strikes were very good or better. So MS65 is the change. Now all of a sudden we're talking about above average strike. MS64, average or better strike with no severe markings. So no severe scratches like deep scratches or anything like that. MS63, you have an average strike. So now the strike level has gone down again. And also moderate marks and scratches. So now they're starting to get a little bit heavier. And that goes all the way down to MS60 where it starts to change again. And that becomes a poor strike with heavy marks. Now another one you're going to see, and this is also for, like I said, mostly older coins. So like this Libertad could actually get this grade. So look, here this is an MS66. So this has, it's mint state. Visible but not in focal areas. So it's not in the actual strike itself. It might be like here, and you can actually see, I can't tell if that's on the slab or on the coin itself, but they're very minor. So like here you can probably see a couple, and so that is why I got that grade. So they're visible but no like deep cuts or scratches, and they're not in focal areas of the coin either. Then you got AU58. So that is the next grade right below the MS grade. Okay, so MS is basically uncirculated. Like the coin is pristine pretty much, except for those minor details that I said. So now AU means almost uncirculated. So now we start talking about friction on the very top of the coin. So right here, basically, like the high points of this coin, you can see this one is starting to wear a little bit. You can see it in the hair. So that's what it means, that those high points are starting to wear down. And it still has full luster. Okay, so I'm going to go through these and tell you exactly what they are. So actually, you know what? This is probably an AU Kennedy right here. A little bit maybe of wear, very, minor wear to the hair and stuff like that, which is probably the highest point. But this has full luster. Look at that thing. So this is probably an AU. This is probably a good example of an AU right here. So that's what an AU coin would look like. All right. Put that there. And then that AU grade goes all the way down to AU50, which means it basically has traces of wear at the highest points. So like I said, like the hair and stuff like that. And only bits of the luster remain. So not full luster, but maybe just some of it. Okay? And I know this is a lot of information, guys. Ooh. So I am going to put all this stuff down in the description, so you guys can always refer back. Then, after we got the AU grades, so the almost uncirculated grades, we start entering into the extra fine grades, which is probably like this one. So extra fine means it has light wear and bits of luster. So this one has some luster, as you can see, bits of it. And look at the hair, and you're really going to notice when I pick up another Morgan the difference. So So this is probably in the XF category, the extra fine category. These are the type of coins you're probably going to end up getting. And this might actually even fall into the AU category. It's in really good condition, this Morgan. So that's what you get with that, the extra fine. And that goes down to XF40, which the design is still visible on the high points. I'm sorry, the design is still visible, but the high points are starting to wear even more, and it has no luster. So that is probably this coin right here. So if you notice the other one that I picked up, it had the luster. This one does not have the luster, and you could visibly see the hair starting to wear just a little bit. The details from the hair are kind of going. And I'm going to show you another thing to look for on Morgans. There's 2 points on Morgans, on the reverse and the obverse, that are always the first part of it to start wearing and tearing. And it's actually a really good way to judge the condition. I'll show you that in a minute. Then we got VF, which is very fine, and that starts at 35. So light wear, major detail is still visible. So that's what I was saying. This one could probably fall into that or into the XF category. And then we got very fine 30, which is when it's starting to beginning to flatten. So that's right here. You see how it's starting to kind of wear and starting to flatten down. You can see it in the face and stuff. So that's the beginning of that. Moderate wear, loss of detail. So this could be anywhere from VF30 to VF20. So VF20 is what I just read. Moderate wear or loss of detail. So it's right here. Okay? Then we got fine. We got very good. We got good, almost good, fair, and poor. So the abbreviations for those, obviously it's going to keep going. And this one probably falls into the fine category. So VF20, moderate wear, loss of detail. This probably falls into the grade right below it, which is fine. Right there. You guys can see the wear in the hair. And I'll pick up another one so you understand exactly the difference. But so here's some more abbreviations, and then I'll get into all this without this paper in my hand. Okay, so the other abbreviations are F for fine. Then we got VG, which means very good. And like I said, it's going to continue to degrade as you go, obviously, with these grades. Then you got good, which is abbreviated with the G, just a G. You got AG, which is almost good. FR, which is fair. And then you have PO or PR, which means poor. And this mercury dime is probably a good example of a poor grade coin, what it would look like. So this is almost ungradable, to be honest. No date. Very worn. This is a poor coin. That's what that would look like. So you don't want to buy that. So anyways, I hope this helps. But let's get into like seeing the difference here. So this is probably almost in the AU category / top of the VF category in the grading. And you can see where it starts to wear. You can see it in the hair. You can see the details in the nose starting to go. You can see it in the eye that it's starting to go. But mostly in the hair and, you know, the leaves here and stuff like that. So that is usually the first thing to start wearing on these Morgans is the hair. And another thing you might see with Morgans is full liberty. So another thing that really wears off is at liberty. And that just basically means that it has all of it, that none of it is coming off. And then on the reverse, the thing that usually goes is actually the feathers in the chest of the eagle. You see those little feathers? That is usually the first thing to go. And there you go. You see how they're not as detailed? So another thing you might see with Morgans is full breast feathers. And that just means you could see it, that it has the details there. Usually if you see full liberty or full breast feathers, that means the coins are in pretty good condition. Just so you know. Alright? So just out of curiosity, guys, I know this is probably really confusing because there's so many things, but I'm going to put it in the description like I said. What do you guys think this coin would be graded as? So I'm going to show you again. Knowing what you know now, let's see what you guys would say this coin is. There it is. I'm going to show you the reverse. I'm going to try and give you the best angles and so you can see as good as possible. And I'm just really curious to see what grade you guys give this coin. And I think I showed it enough. I think you guys got a good idea. There you go. And the reason why I chose this coin is because this could be a very difficult coin to grade. So let's see what you guys say. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a little like. Just hit that right there. Comment with anything else. And make sure you put your grade down there. I want to see what you guys say. So hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys later.